everyone, welcome to another session with yours sincerely Sal. I have on Aundrae Jordine as a guest. He was a praise and worship mentor for me, had a very big influence on my life when I was a child, just going into doing praise and worship. And I thought he'd be a great guest to have on to kind of talk about praise and worship for those of you who do it, who do go to church, to kind of give you his experiences and his advice on how to advance in that area. I don't know where I'm going to put it, here, wherever, but I will be putting a clip of him doing praise and worship so that you can see what he's like in action.
Our God is alive, the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles, and every knee will bow before him. Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sins of the world. His blood breaks the chains, and every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Every knee will bow before him.
Aundrae, how long have you been doing praise and worship?
20 years now.
20 years? Wow, that's a long time. So then that means I haven't really been doing it for that long, because in my head I'm thinking I've been doing it. I used to do it a long time, but
Yeah,
that does put me to shame. Because I want to give them a bit of a backstory about how I got into praise and worship with you. I think I was a kid. I was so young. I was 16,
you attended
17.
a choir rehearsal, didn't you?
Oh.
That was our first meeting as...
God, there's no pictures of that.
Um,
Scruffy girl back then.
scruffy at all. Lovely girl. So I think in terms of identifying your gifting and call to lead worship, was, I think, the primary thing that I identified was that you were sincere in worship.
Okay.
For me, I mean, the term worship leader is split into two words, essentially. Worship and leader. I think the core element of a worship leader is first that they're a worshipper.
Yeah.
And secondly, that they are someone who leads other people to worship.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I identified was your sincerity in worship, your passion, and secondly, that your leading of worship was infectious.
Okay.
So that other people were encouraged to worship by your worship.
Yeah.
I was encouraged to worship by your worship.
Yeah, wow.
So
I've heard you say that to me before.
All these,
After all those years, you're just like, go up there, go sing. Go on, child, go up the mountain with Jesus.
But it was easy. It was easy to, I think, it was easy to put you in a position where you had to lead other people because I could see that you were already leading people without being given the responsibility to lead people. And that's there are people that you identify from me, certainly. I think it's also part of something that God has deposited in me, that I can see some things in people, which I thank Him for. But when I'm leading worship, there are people that I see within the congregation who I can see are encouraging others.
Yeah.
They're encouraging me.
Yeah.
And for whatever age they are, it's I think that's the core thing. To be honest, it's actually seeing you without the responsibility, seeing you acting in your office, as it were, even without having the office. And I think that's key with any worship leader. You will identify things in them and skills and giftings that demonstrate what is in them before they're actually appointed.
It's a very visible position to be in. And I think you kind of already highlighted what does it actually mean to be a worshipper. Like, if someone watching this is like, I want to do praise and worship, it looks like a great thing to do, how would you explain to them what it means to be a praise and worship leader or a worshiper or someone who does praise and worship? Oops.
For me, worship, kind of phrase that I like to use, worship itself is our expression of God's impression on our lives.
Thanks for watching this amazing interview with Aundrae Jardine. I will be back with part 2 of this interview once I've edited it in the next coming weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.